You should have 3 handouts at your desk. You should have your fishbowl form, your timeline for registration, and your choice sheet. We're going to go through each of them individually, so stay with me. If you are missing one of the 3 handouts, please raise your hand and I'll come around and give them to you while the presentation continues. First, fishbowl. Fishbowl is the Friday night before school starts. I need all of you to take this home, hand it to your parents, have them put it on the fridge, mark your calendar. Because every year, parents will tell me in August, oh, we didn't know, and we booked a vacation, we're going to miss it. Is there a makeup? No. Friday night before school starts, we will have a big welcome party for your students. You will drop them off, parents. They will walk into the building. We will have all our clubs so students can sign up for any clubs they might want to join. We'll have a dance, a pep rally. We'll have food and drinks. It'll be so much fun. So please, please, please mark it on your calendar so you don't miss it. Important dates. So this is the timeline sheet you were given. The 2 big parent nights. If you're thinking you might want to do IB, Miss Key, our IB coordinator, has been putting on IB parent nights throughout the school year. If you haven't attended any, we will have another one, the final one, January 27th at 6 o'clock, where you can learn all about IB. February 2nd. This is the non-negotiable night. Students, I always say, if your parents are working or you can't, maybe you can ride with a friend, because this is the night where everything comes to life. This is where you really get a good idea of what your classes would be like. And as you're picking your 8 courses, we want to make sure you're picking the 8 classes for you, because once you select them, those are your courses for the year. You don't get to change your mind. So we want to make sure you're making the best informed decision. And February 2nd, 6 o'clock, this is where you can make the best decisions. So from 6 to 6:30, we have a really cool panel discussion where you'll see our upperclassmen, and they're going to give you their advice, their input, and what they wish they would have known as 9th graders. From 6:30 to 8:05, today we're going to be going through all the choices on the choice sheet. There will be a table at this part of the night for every course we talk about today. And it's so great. You'll get to talk to the teacher who teaches that course. There'll be upperclassmen there that you can ask. They'll do a demonstration. So you will really see and experience what that class is like. There'll be breakout sessions y'all can attend if you have some more kind of academic questions you're really wanting to explore. And then there's some other topics, maybe like around robotics and stuff, you can go and see. So super important. And then after that night, we will start over at the middle schools. We'll be at Grisham on February 3rd and 4th, and Canyon Vista from February 7th through the 9th, where we will meet with you and your parents one-on-one. You all should have gotten a postcard in the mail asking you to attend. We don't reschedule just because we literally go those 5 days back to back every 15 minutes all day long, trying to get all 700 incoming freshmen done. So it is nonstop. If your parents cannot attend, that's fine. Just bring your choice sheet with you. Hopefully they will get all their questions answered on February 2nd anyways. But just in case, that's when it'll be. Okay, this is where we're going to spend the majority of our time, is going over the choice sheet. Like I said prior, make sure you have a pencil out and you don't do anything on your choice sheet until I ask you to write on it. So first, I want you to go ahead, write your name, your ID number, and circle the school you attend. So Grisham or Canyon Vista. You don't need to write the S for your ID number. Okay, so just some basics about course registration. Everybody, when they are at Westwood, takes 8 classes. Everybody, every year, just like you do here at the middle school, you're going to take your 4 core classes every year, no matter what. So you're going to take English, you're going to take math, you're going to take science, and you're going to take social studies. Those are the 4 required. So that leaves you with 4 other courses. Most of you will still need to take a language other than English to satisfy that graduation requirement, and we'll talk about that. So most people will actually take 5 classes, the English, math, science, social studies, and a language other than English, and that will leave you with 3 electives. So I just want to put that in perspective. The other thing I want you to know, with the choice sheet sitting in front of you, if you follow the link to the counseling website, you will see an electronic version of the choice sheet. If you click on any class, it'll give you the full course description about what's taught in that class. Every single class is hyperlinked. So just letting you know. Oop, I went too far. The next thing I want to tell y'all is orange and white days. Westwood has orange and white days, which means you only go to 4 classes every day. I made this little diagram over here to kind of explain it to you. So for example, on Monday, if it's an orange day, you would go periods 1 through 4 only. Tuesday would be a white day, 5 through 8. And it literally goes every other day from week to week. So that's a nice thing, again, when you're picking out your classes. You can kind of see you have 2 days in between each class. And the reason I like to point this out, because when you're really thinking of your workload that you're signing up for, it's good to keep that in mind. I will also say Westwood does all its tutoring before school. So school starts at 9:05 and ends at 4:20. From 8:15 every morning to 9:20, so pretty much an hour before school every day, all your teachers offer tutoring in their classrooms. So I always say this as a good general tip. When you finish your homework every night, like if it's an orange day, do your orange day homework that night. And if you have any questions on it, like you weren't able to do some of your math problems, that next morning, get in and go to tutoring that morning, so that way you're good to go before the next orange day. So those are just some logistical things to think about when you're planning your advanced workload. Okay, how we're going to fill this out. So the correct way you will see is when there's a class you want to do, all you're going to do is put a tiny little pencil dot to the very far left, because today is your first time talking about all this. After this, you're going to go home and talk to your parents. You're going to talk to your teachers here at Grisham. You're going to go to our parent night. There's going to be so much more discussion. So the pencil dot on the side is the super simple way to make sure you don't mess up this choice sheet, because it's the only one you get. So please stay away from the incorrect. Don't mark in the squares, don't highlight, don't circle, because that's going to make this sheet so messy your counselor at the high school is not going to be able to read it. So pencil dots only on the outside where you can easily erase if you change your mind. Okay, let's start with English. So everybody has to pick one English class. So we've got regular grade level English 1, that's your top choice. The next one below it is English 1 Advanced. This is going to be more writing, more reading outside of class. You're going to have novels to read outside. You're going to be pushed vocabulary, grammar. It's a step up, but if you enjoy English, I think you'll enjoy the class. You'll become a better writer out of it. If you receive tag services for English in 8th grade, you are allowed to sign up for English 1 Advanced Tag. It's advanced material, but with the tag part, there's going to be a little bit more creativity and freedom when it comes to your assignments. The last one is English 1 ESOL. This is if you're learning English as your second language. You will want to talk to your ESL case manager if this is something that pertains to you. Very few students should have this. I don't want y'all to think this is the default, we should all pick this one. I want you to know that you would know if you should be signing up for this course. Okay, now we're all going to put a dot next to a social studies course. First option is world geography. This is going to be our grade level world geography class. World geography, I always tell students, think back to 6th grade world cultures you had, where you kind of learned about all the different areas of the world. This is that course turned up a notch. World Geography Advanced is going to be turned up even more. You're going to have more readings. You're going to have some papers in there. You're going to have more projects. If you're a social studies person, you're going to like this class a lot. If you receive tag services for social studies, you can sign up for World Geography Advanced. However, I want to tell you, for social studies, there is no difference between World Geography Advanced and World Geography Advanced tag, except for the label tag. They're taught in the same classroom by the same teacher, just 2 separate rosters. You'll never know that you're in a tag class. So don't stress over the tag here. Just pick the tag option if you already get social studies tag. The next option is our IB Prep Human Geography Studies. IB Prep Human Geography Studies is for students who are thinking they want to go into the IB program. If you think you want to go into the IB program, which technically doesn't start till your junior year, you must take this course. It's a non-negotiable. And again, You can take the tag version of it if you're receiving 8th grade tag social studies. Again, those classes are stacked together. There's absolutely no difference in teaching. Just pick the tag one if you receive tag services. Now we're going to put a dot for math. Math is a little tricky because all of you could be in very different classes as an 8th grader. So stay with me until you hear your scenario. If you are in Math 8 this year, you're going to take either Algebra 1 or Algebra 1 double block. Algebra 1, if you're doing well in Math 8, this is probably where you're going to go. If math is a struggle for you, and we all have our strengths and weaknesses, if math is a struggle for you in Math 8, I would recommend going into Algebra 1 double block. If you failed the STAR test for math, this is probably where we're going to put you as well. And what this is, you will see there is a 2 here. It actually takes up 2 of your class periods. Because what it does on those orange and white days, you will now, if you take Algebra 1 double blocked, it's going to take what you would have learned in Algebra 1 and split it up over 2 days. So instead of having math every other day, you're going to have it every day. So again, if math isn't your strength, this is a really good way to slow it down a little bit, but still get to the same end spot as everybody else at the end of the year. So it's a good place to fill in gaps and holes. Next, if you are sitting in Algebra 1 as an 8th grader, you're going to choose between one of our geometries. So if you're in Algebra 1 as an 8th grader, you're going to pick between grade level geometry, Geometry Advanced. So this is going to be a step up, more homework, more quizzes. It's going to push you more. You're going to learn more material. And again, if you're receiving 8th grade tag services in math, you can pick the tag option. However, there is absolutely no difference between Geometry and Advanced and Geometry Advanced tag. They're stacked in the same course, no difference in teaching or workload. Okay, if you're sitting in geometry as an 8th grader, you're going to choose between one of our Algebra 2. So geometry as an 8th grader, you're going to take either grade level Algebra 2, Advanced Algebra 2, again, the step up in workload and homework and quizzes and more material, or the tag option. Again, no difference in regards to tag advanced or advanced. They're taught in the same class, stacked together. No difference in teaching instruction or workload. If you're sitting in Algebra 2 as an 8th grader, you're going to take one of our pre-cals, either the advanced or the advanced tag. Tag would be, again, if you're receiving math services. Again, they're taught the same in the same class, stacked together. No difference in workload. So please go ahead and mark your dot next to the math that is appropriate for you. Science. Everybody takes biology as a 9th grader. You can choose grade level biology. You can take Biology Advanced, which is going to be a step up. There is more work involved, but there are more labs, so there's a trade-off. And then if you're receiving tag services for science as an 8th grader, you'll pick Biology Advanced. Again, these 2 courses are stacked together. They're not taught any separately. They are the same. You just have to have tag services to pick the tag option. Everybody mark your dot. Okay, so languages other than English. Every student must take 2 years of the same language. Middle school is a little different, so I want to make sure I say this. In middle school, year 1, so let's say German 1, it is split up into German 1A and German 1B. So you actually take 2 years to earn all of the German 1 credit. So you need all of German 1 and German 2 to meet your high school graduation requirement. You would need all of French 1, all of French 2, all of Spanish 1, all of Spanish 2. So a lot of you, if you're sitting in a level like German 1B right now, you'll need to sign up for one of our German 2s next year. If you're sitting in French 1B, you need to sign up for one of our French 2s next year. If you're at a school that offers level 2. So for example, let's say this year you're sitting in Spanish 2 at the middle school. You would sign up for 3. So if you're in Spanish 2, you would be signing up for Spanish 3 or Spanish 3 Advanced. And you might be saying, well, why would I sign up for level 3? You told me we only need 2 years of the same language. That's true. However, we really recommend you go on past level 2. And the reason why, there's multiple. One, if you think you might want to go the IB route, you have to continue at least to level 4. So it's not an option. If you think you might want to get your college credit done, because guess what? You're probably going to have to take a language other than English in college. If you go through level 4 and pass your AP test, you could get your college credit done for free during high school so you don't have to take it in college. So that's awesome. Third, some colleges require that you take 3 to 4 years. Here's the thing, as an 8th grader, you probably don't know what colleges you want to apply to. So I always say it's better safe than sorry just to go ahead and take at least a 3rd year, so that way you're not shutting a door that you didn't know need to be open. I think it's just really good for college admissions to get a 3rd year in. Okay, so if you already know, like, I'm in this class, I'm going to sign it for next year, go ahead and make a dot. I do want to cover a couple special exceptions. You will see that we also offer at our school American Sign Language and Chinese, and not all campuses offer that. So you are more than welcome. If, let's say, you're in French 1B this year and you're like, I've been wanting to take American Sign Language, you can change your language next year. I will say you will have to take American Sign Language 1 as a 9th grader and American Sign Language 2 as a 10th grader, because you need 2 of the same language. And we offer all of our languages up to at least level 4, so you can keep going in any language that you want. Next caveat, if you are a native heritage speaker, and when I want to make sure you listen closely, if you speak, if you read, if you write, if you can listen and fully understand, you are truly a native speaker in another language, we will let you skip level 1. So for example, right now, let's say you're in German 1B at the middle schools, but your native language is Chinese. We would let you jump up to Chinese 2 next year. We're not going to make you sit in Chinese 1 where they're learning the basics, they're learning the alphabet, when you already know that. You would be bored. So what we would do, if you're a native speaker, we would let you jump to the next level. And let's say you're in German 1B right now and you want to switch to Chinese, we'd let you go maybe into Chinese 2 Advanced. And then after you've passed Chinese 2 Advanced, we will go ahead and credential your Chinese 1 for you to meet your graduation requirement. So that is an option if you are a native speaker. We see it happen in all our languages across the board. So that is a definite option. So again, if you're sitting in French, but you're a native Spanish speaker, you're more than welcome to jump right into Spanish 2 Advanced next year. But just make sure you can read, write, speak, and listen, because you'll need to be able to do all 4 to be able to make that jump. Everybody mark your dot if you need one. Okay, now we're going to start looking at all of our electives we have to offer. So the things that are going to fill up the rest of your 8 courses. Because remember, you get 8. Your 4 core, probably your language other than English, and then probably 3 more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go course by course, give you like a 10-second description, and then you put a dot next to everything that sounds good. Because then at parent night, you can go to all the things you put a dot next to and ask all the questions you want to that teacher, see their display, talk to the students at that table. And that way, maybe you have 6 electives that sound really interesting you put dots next to. Once you visit those 6 tables at parent night, you can narrow it down to your top 3 favorite. So this is where it's important to really listen and follow along, because I'm going to go very quick so we can get this all done within your class period. Okay, so let's start. Pathways. Pathways is a full year course. It takes up 1 spot. Pathways is a really good class if you're nervous about transitioning from middle school to high school. Half the class is a study hall block where you're going to get to work on homework, study for quizzes and tests during the school day. The other half of the class period, you're going to have in-class activities, working everything from self-esteem, building resumes, doing some college and career research. So good life skills for half the period. The other half is going to be a study hall. So again, if you're worried about that transition, it's a good place to give you some time built into your school day to get some extra stuff done. So not having to take maybe as much homework home with you. The next option is BIM. The middle schools offer this course. If you've already taken the class and earned credit, you cannot take it a second time. BIM is our Microsoft Word class, which is all computers. You're going to learn Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Excel, so the whole Microsoft suite. So it's a really good hands-on class. Good skills you'd learn that would help you in projects and probably your job later on in life. So good ones. There's some certifications you can earn as well. Okay, all of these kind of fit under athletics and PE. Everybody is required to take 1 year of athletics or PE before they graduate high school. So can you get it done in 9th grade and check off that requirement? Yes. Or you can wait to a senior and take PE. It doesn't matter. So it's your choice. So if you want to try some other electives in 9th grade, go for it. Take this a different year. But I'm going to go through them all. If you are a competitive athlete and do stuff outside of school, so maybe you are like an Olympic ranked ice skater and you do so many hours outside of school, you can apply for off-campus PE. You must apply at the district office, not through the high school or the middle school, but you have to have your application, everything turned in by May 1st to that central office of off-campus PE. And then that can waive your PE requirement. The next two, functional fitness and team and individual sports, these are our traditional PE classes. They are very different, so listen up. Functional fitness is a class if you want to work out. They do a lot of the CrossFit activities. It is a strength building, high cardio. You're going to break a sweat. You're probably going to need to shower after that PE class. Versus team and individual sport, this is more like traditional PE. I call it PE light. You're going to play team activities. You're going to learn how to play basketball and dodgeball. You're going to walk the track some days. You might play tennis. Every day is going to be different. Very activity based. You're going to get some cardio in, but you're probably not going to need to take a shower after that PE class. So sometimes I think that's good to know logistics wise what you can expect. Basketball. Boys basketball, if you play on the boys basketball team here at the middle school, you can sign up for boys basketball. I will say, you see the /SH, that means it actually meets every day. So even though boys basketball gives you 1 credit, it actually takes up 2 of your elective spots. So any of the athletics you see below that has the /SH, you will see is actually its double block period. So it takes up 2 spots. So you will see girls basketball takes up 2 spots. You will see it has a note. You must have played as an 8th grader on the A or B team to have coach's permission to sign up for girls basketball. Cross country and track. The nice thing about cross country and track, it's not during the school day, so it doesn't take 1 of your 8 periods. So if you sign up for cross country or track, you actually get a bonus course. So you get practice, you get credit for going to practice. So for cross country, it meets before school in the fall. If you sign up for that, as long as you're going to practice every day and participating, you're going to earn PE credit there for going before school. Track is the 2nd semester in the spring after school. And again, if you show up to practice every day and you've signed up, you'll get your credit for PE there. So that is an option. I've had some students take cross country. They just want to do cross country, not track. As long as they took it in 9th and 10th grade, 2 years, they earned half a PE credit both years. And by the end of sophomore year, they had their full PE credit. So there's options. Football. This one's 2 periods. Anybody can sign up. Then we have our soccer. Both of our soccers take up 2 periods. Again, you need to have played at the middle school in order to sign up. Softball, 2 periods as well. Volleyball. Go ahead and sign up, but I will say tryouts begin over the summer, and then we will know. So what I would do if you're signing up for volleyball, put in your alternates, 2 classes you would want to take if you don't make the volleyball team. That's a good way for us to then know what to put you in when we get the tryout list over the summer. Our coaches have put some other notes over here. If you're wanting to participate in golf, swimming, or tennis, there will be later tryouts. What I would recommend is on your choice sheet, you're not put golf, swimming, or tennis as an alternate. Write it there, but put a note. If I make the golf team, please take out this elective. If I make the swimming team, please take out this elective. So sign up for 8 other courses like you're not taking that. And then just let us know if you make one of those teams, what we should take out. Because we want to save a spot for you in your backup elective for that class. Boys baseball, as a ninth grader, you are not in the class. The class is not an option for ninth graders. You participate after school only, and then you'll try out, and the 10th graders are when you can start going into the block. Please contact Coach Carter if you're interested in that. He'll give you summer team enrollment stuff, and you can start your practicing. The other thing I want to point out is you must have a physical on file for Westwood to play any of our sports. It's linked on the actual website for the choice sheet to get to the physical page. The other thing is, and we're going to talk about this PE substitution, there are some courses on the next few slides we're going to go to that can also count for that PE requirement. So we are going to get there. You will see them all listed here and how they count for PE requirements. Okay, so these are all of our electives under our Business Academy. So all of these have a sequence. This is the class you take as a ninth grader, and then it moves on to the classes you can take 10th, 11th, and 12th. The choice sheet you got today is front and back. The choice sheet our current students at Westwood get is 6 pages. It's huge. We pare it back for the ninth graders of the courses you're allowed to take, and then it builds every year in a sequence. So for animation, the ninth grade course, if you're interested in animation, is our digital media, which we call DIM. This is Adobe. This is Photoshop. They are a computer-based class, very activity-based, where you get to learn these softwares. The ninth grade class for business management and administration is our principles of business marketing and finance. This is a really cool class, and you're going to see it's the freshman class in multiple different pathways. What it is, I always kind of think of this think of UT, the College of Business there. There are tons of actual different degrees you can receive within the College of Business. So what this class does is it spends a few weeks on all the different topics in business. So a few weeks in marketing, a few weeks in finance, a few weeks in accounting, a few weeks in advertising. It lets you see a snapshot of all the different areas of the business world. And then from 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, you can take specialized classes on just those topics that interested you. So this lets you kind of see the full buffet of the business world. Drone aviation. So if you're interested in drones and learning how to fly them and build them, that's going to be our Principles of Aviation and Aerospace course. Debate. I always say if you're a good arguer. I feel like if you think maybe someday you want to be a lawyer, we're going to teach you how to be the best little arguer you can be, how to back up your arguments, how to do the research to make the best arguments possible. That's debate. Fashion design. If you want to learn how to sew and make patterns and create things, that's fashion design. Finance, again, is the same principles of business class. Graphic design, you will see it's actually the same digital media class that I talked about with animation, the Photoshop, the Adobe. So the ninth grade courses for those two are the same. And then you can kind of decide at the end of ninth grade year, do you want to go the 2D, 3D animation route, or do you want to do more the graphic design art? Then we have journalism. So if you want to work for the yearbook or the newspaper, you're going to want to sign up for Journalism 1. Marketing is also going to be the same principles of business class as above. And then the last one is video production, our principles of arts, AV, technology, and communication. This is our film class. So if you want to learn how to make television shows, how to make movies, how to make commercials, short films, this is the class where you're going to do it. You're going to be checked out a video camera. You're going to have to create things and then edit them. They've got green screens in there. So all different types of movie effects you will learn how to do. Okay, under our Academy of Public Service. So if you think you might want to be a teacher someday, we have our Principles of Education and Training course that's going to prepare you for that route. By the end of senior year, you could be a student teacher or a student helper in a middle school or elementary setting. So that's kind of neat. Our Air Force JROTC. It's called Aerospace Science. And I want to kind of cover this because this is a very unique program at Westwood. These are students if you've been out to any of our games or things, you might have seen students who are in a military uniform. These students are not part of the military. They're in a pre-program that's based off the Air Force where they're going to study in class aeronautical science. There's some science actually based to it, like flight and everything. But they've got all these kind of unique teams. So it kind of makes it this like family within the school. So ROTC is huge in volunteering. They do lots of different activities and team building activities, but they've got these things that are called clubs. And not just the school clubs, these are ROTC clubs. They've got one on hacking. So if you're interested in hacking, like they actually go to hacking competitions. They've got rocketry. They've got riflery. Yes, Westwood actually has a rifle range in our ROTC building. They've also, if you're very academic, they've got some academic like quiz bowl competitions they go to. So it's really neat. Or if you're really big into working out, they've got like a working out PT group. So lots of different things. If you take ROTC for 1 year, that waives your PE credit. So that's kind of a cool option. It's a very different option to get your PE credit. It's not the traditional route, but it's a very interesting one. And if you sign up for ROTC, you will have lots of things to kind of activities to pick from within it. Okay, now on to our Academy of Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math, our STEM Academy. So for computer science, you get 2 options. There's Computer Science 1 and Principles of Computer Science AP. Computer Science 1 is going to be our entry-level computer science course. If you've never had any experience with coding, but you're wanting to start tipping your foot into the water, I would sign up for Computer Science 1. You're going to learn some Python. You're going to learn some very basic computer language and get really familiar with the languages and vocabulary of computer science. So when you get to the upper levels eventually, you'll have more of a solid background. If you're somebody who's been coding and going to coding camps your whole life, you're like, oh, I watch videos on YouTube on coding, or then I would probably recommend choosing Principles of Computer Science AP. At the end of this year, at the end of that year, you can actually sit for the AP test and possibly earn college credit for taking Principles of Computer Science AP. It is a more rigorous class. You're going to go faster. You're going to learn more languages. So having a background knowledge of it will help tremendously. We are starting a brand new program in cybersecurity. The 9th grade year is that Principles of Computer Science AP, and then after the 9th grade year, it leads into cybersecurity classes. So that's an option if you're wanting to go that route. Engineering. If you're somebody who has a mind, you like to see how things work, how things are put together and built, we have our Introduction to Engineering class that then builds all the way where we eventually have digital electronics, civil engineering. We have so many different types of engineering courses later on that you can take. But that 9th grade year, you're going to learn how to use a 3D printer. It's a lot of fun, very hands-on. Robotics. Our robotics course is just like it sounds. Do you want to play and build robotics? Then this is the course for you. You might already even be participating in middle school robotics. This is just going to be turned up a lot. Westwood has a very active robotics club that can keep you busy. So if you are interested in robotics, definitely sign up for that. Academy of Health Science. So this is if you're interested in the medical field. There's 2 different options. There's biomed and health science. Biomed is targeted more towards students who are wanting to go and be a doctor or do medical research. If you want to find the cure for cancer, this is going to be the class for you. This is going to push you. It's going to have a lot of anatomy built in. It's really designed to prep you for medical school. Versus Principles of Health Science, this is going to be for more people who want to be pharmacists, who want to be nurses. It's going to be a little bit different. You're going to get CPR certified. At the end of it, you have the option to work as a pharmacy tech, maybe at Walgreens. So it's just 2 different options, both amazing, just different job outcomes. Fine arts. So we have lots of options within fine art. Everybody has to take 1 year of fine arts before they graduate. So kind of like PE, you can get it done in 9th grade, check off that requirement so you have more electives later on, or you can take it as a senior or a junior or a sophomore and get it done later and try more electives of your choice 9th grade. It's up to you. There's not a wrong or a right answer. So if you want to do your fine arts, you can take Art 1, which is our traditional art, drawing, ceramics, sculpture, painting, a little of everything. We have Art 1, Art and Media. If you are a computer person, this is probably going to be the best class for you. Our art and media is a hybrid of art and graphic art. So you might design something on an iPad, print it out, and then make it 3D with regular art materials. So it's kind of a neat option. If you already took Art 1 for high school credit, and I know both middle schools offer it. So if you are in Art 1 for high school credit, you can sign up for any of our Art 2 classes. So after you take Art 1 for high school credit, we specialize in one area. So you can take just drawing, just ceramics, just sculpture, just painting. If you're an art student and you're like, oh, I really want to do ceramics and painting, technically you can pick whatever electives you want and you can sign up for both. And that's kind of the whole thing through all of this. If you're a STEM student and you want to take 3 classes from the STEM section, go for it. Or you can take 1 from fine arts, 1 from STEM, 1 from athletics. It's up to you. And this is why it's so important that you do what's best for you, not what's best for your older sibling, not what's best for your best friend. You pick the courses that are right for you and your interest. Let's move on to dance. So I love our dance program. Dance is kind of cool. It's a really good bang for your buck. If you take a dance class for the year, it takes up 1 spot only. We're not only going to give you your full year of fine art, because you're going to be physically active the whole dance class, we're going to go ahead and give you a bonus PE credit, and you'll be done with your fine arts and your PE requirement by taking 1 dance class and being done. That's a pretty good deal. So 2 credits, 2 graduation requirements, all for taking just 1 class that takes 1 spot. So if dance is something that's new to you, you would take Principles of Dance 1. If you've been dancing, taking dance classes your whole life, you're going to want to take Principles of Dance 1 Advanced. If you're in dance here at the middle school, take Dance 1 Advanced. Dance color guard. These are our students who, during the band performance, have the big giant flags on the sticks and they wave them and they have a full routine and they participate with the band. That's going to be color guard. I will say color guard, you will see there's 2 numbers here. It actually takes up 2 of your spaces. So 2 of your elective choices to do color guard. Next one is movement for athletes. If you are in a sport, so you're in football, you're in soccer, you're in basketball, you are the only ones allowed to take this course. So you have to be in athletics to take dance wellness. What it is, this class was designed because athletes have a tendency of getting injured. So this class was designed to increase flexibility, build up your core strength. You know, if you're out on a football field and or a soccer field and you're having to go side to side real fast, you can easily roll an ankle or something. So this is where we're going to teach you and get you more flexible, build up your core strength. And we do it through a lot of yoga and Pilates in that course. So it's a good class to take. I will say there are lots of male and female athletes in that course. Jazz 1. This is going to be a jazz class. You're going to take, it's a style of dance you will take. Modern and contemporary dance, it's a different style of dance that you'll focus on. That's an option as well. We do have tryouts for higher levels of dance and for our dance teams, our Warrior Pride. You will see that being advertised for those tryouts. What we would say you do is sign up for the class you would want, and then if you audition and you move to a higher one, we will fix it for you. Just make a note. I'm signing up for Jazz 1, but I'm planning on trying out for a higher level, or I'm planning on trying out for Warrior Pride. Just write that on there for us and we will know. Next is band. So band takes up 2 classes. If you take band for 2 years, it will also give you your PE requirement. So that's something to know. So band, it takes up 2 of your elective spots, but it'll count for your fine arts. And as long as you take it for 2 years, your PE requirement will be waived as well. Next is orchestra. So orchestra, Camarato Orchestra is what you're all going to sign out for. Again, with orchestra and band, there will be tryouts later this semester. If you make a higher one, we'll automatically move you out of the beginning band and beginning orchestra. So don't worry about it. We'll automatically do that when we get the tryout results. The next thing you're going to see, though, is called beginning orchestra, and it says no experience. This means, let's say you're sitting here as an 8th grader and you regret that you didn't sign up in 6th grade for orchestra or band and you wish you had. Well, guess what? There is an option. Sign up for beginning orchestra. You will learn how to play an instrument in 9th grade. And then in 10th grade, you will move on to the actual orchestra class period. So that's kind of a neat option if you've regretted not being in there. Next is the 2 choirs. So the choirs are based off your voice. Treble choirs if you're a soprano and alto, so the higher voice ranges, versus the bellator, that tenor bass choir, is going to be for the lower voices. So going to be more the bass voices. So just letting you know, that's where the line is. So soprano, alto, sign up for treble. The lower voices, you're going to sign up for the bellator choir. Piano. This is actually a piano class. It's a classroom full of keyboards. You all will have headphones on, and you literally play the piano every day. We have 2 levels. Piano 1 means you don't know how to play, and we're going to teach you. Piano 1 Advanced means you've been taking piano lessons your whole life, and we're going to see where you're at and push you to grow from where you're already at skill-wise. Theater arts. So there's 2 different theater arts 1. There's theater arts 1 and theater production 1 acting. Theater arts 1 is a fun class. It means you probably don't necessarily want to be up on the stage doing big productions, but you're interested in it, and you're going to do fun acting games and all activities, very hands-on. Versus theater production 1 acting means you want to act. You want to be up on a stage, a spotlight on you, and we're going to give you that opportunity. You're going to be in performances. Tech theater is, I want to be behind the scenes. I want to learn how to use power tools and build sets and paint. I want to learn how to do the lights. You might do a little sewing to work on costumes. It's more hands-on. We have a lot of students who enjoy that because they like learning how to use all the power tools. So it's a different class, but it's fun. And then last is musical theater. So this is if you want to do all the singing, dancing, and acting. You will be in our musicals. You'll put on performances. So it's a really neat kind of combo of all our fine arts. So if that's something for you, you can do that. And now we're just going to open up for questions and anything you might want to know more about. This is your time.